What would happen if two planes collide on a bustling airport runway? Well, that's exactly what happened at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. Imagine this: a Japan Airlines plane heavy with 379 souls, all ready to touch down on the familiar tarmac. Simultaneously, a Japanese Coast Guard plane filled with 6 dedicated crew members preparing to take off into the open sky. 2 paths, 1 shared destination, and an unseen collision waiting to unfold. This day at Haneda Airport, the routine became anything but. The Japan Airlines plane had been cleared for landing, its descent already in progress, the runway beneath growing ever closer. At the same time, the Coast Guard plane was not cleared for takeoff, yet it found itself on the same stretch of concrete, a disastrous miscommunication hanging in the air. An extraordinary circumstance, a coincidence of timing. A moment where 2 metal giants met in a place they were never meant to. The result? A collision on the runway, a place buzzing with activity, now frozen in shock and disbelief. The Japan Airlines plane, once a symbol of safe and comfortable travel, was now an inferno on the runway. Flames licked the sides of the aircraft, smoke billowing into the sky, a stark contrast to the routine tranquility of a landing. The Coast Guard plane, meant for rescue and aid, was now part of a scene it would usually respond to. This unexpected encounter led to a near catastrophe, with flames engulfing the Japan Airlines plane. But why did these 2 planes end up on a collision course in the first place? This is the burning question at the heart of the recent disaster at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. And as we delve deeper, we find that it may have something to do with a malfunctioning warning system. At airports, there's a system of lights known as the stop bar that acts as a traffic signal for planes. These lights are crucial for safety, indicating when a runway is clear for takeoff or landing. But on the fateful day of the collision, these lights were reportedly not working at Haneda Airport. A NOTAM message, an alert that's used to convey essential information to aircraft pilots, was issued on December 27th, stating that the stop bar lights had malfunctioned. Now, you might think, well, there are other indicators, right? And you'd be correct. There are other ways to alert pilots of the runway entrance and where to stop, such as signage and painted markings. But these are secondary measures, and in a bustling airport like Haneda, the stop bar lights play a pivotal role in coordinating the dance of aircrafts on the ground. The malfunctioning of these lights could potentially lead to confusion and miscommunication, and in a worst-case scenario, a collision. And that's exactly what we saw happen. A passenger jet and a Coast Guard plane, both unaware of each other, ended up on the same runway, leading to a horrific crash. As we piece together the events leading up to the incident, it's becoming increasingly clear that the broken warning system could have played a significant role in this disaster. But it's important to note that this is just one piece of the puzzle. There are many factors at play when it comes to aviation safety, and every incident is a complex interplay of human actions and technical elements. Could this technical glitch have been the root cause of the crash? Only the ongoing investigation will tell. And while we wait for answers, it's a stark reminder of the importance of functioning safety systems in our increasingly interconnected world. In the face of such a disaster, how did all 379 people on board the Japan Airlines plane survive? It's a question that echoes in the minds of many. The answer lies in a combination of factors, including the design of the plane and the high levels of staff training at the airline. When disaster struck at Tokyo's Haneda Airport, the crew and passengers of the Japan Airlines flight found themselves in a dire situation. The plane they were in was rapidly filling with smoke, and flames were engulfing the engine. But despite the terrifying circumstances, they managed to keep their cool and follow the evacuation procedures. One of the key factors that contributed to the successful evacuation was the extensive training that the Japan Airlines staff undergo. This rigorous training prepared them for emergencies, enabling them to guide passengers to safety even as the plane was consumed by fire. Their calm leadership and quick thinking played a crucial role in averting a bigger disaster. The design of the plane also played a part in the successful evacuation. Modern aircraft are built with special materials to prevent the spread of fire, buying precious time for passengers and crew during emergencies. In this case, The durability and design of the plane likely bought the passengers enough time to escape before the fire could spread to the passenger cabin.
Of your innate sense of how this industry works, how airlines work, what do you see happened here?
I'm seeing a wake-up call here, Phil, around the world, also especially here in the U.S. We'll get to that in a second. The images are incredible. You can see the Airbus A350 burning there. But what is really poignant to me is the video from NHK where you see this Japan Airlines Flight 516 flight come into land on runway 34 left at Haneda Airport. This is very telling here because you can see the immediate aftermath of the nose gear on fire of this plane as it's decelerating down the runway. What we do not see is what is just out of frame on the right. We don't see the moment of collision with that Japanese Coast Guard Dash 8. That's a twin turboprop airplane. We know that 6 people were on board that plane. 5 of them are dead. The captain is in critical condition. Haneda Airport, this happened around 5:47 p.m. local time, about 3:47 a.m. here on the East Coast. As 4 runways, there are 2 parallel runways that go north and south. This was on runway 34 right. And then there are 2 other parallel runways that sort of buttress that on the north edge and the south edge of the airport. The real question here is who is in the wrong place at the wrong time? And the question that investigators will really look at is whether or not it was this Japan Airlines flight or whether it was the Japanese Coast Guard flight.
While the aircraft rescue and firefighting units may take up to 3 minutes to arrive on the scene, the swift actions of the passengers and crew ensured that everyone on board was evacuated safely. Only 17 minor injuries were reported, a testament to the effectiveness of the evacuation procedures in place. This incident also highlights the importance of a strong safety culture. Japan Airlines has made passenger safety a priority since a major disaster in 1985. Their commitment to safety was evident in the actions of the crew and passengers during this crisis. In the midst of chaos, the swift actions of the crew and passengers were truly commendable. Their bravery and resilience serve as a reminder of the importance of preparedness and training in the face of emergencies. What happens after a plane crash? Let's delve into the aftermath of this incident. In the immediate wake of the collision, the scene at Tokyo's Haneda Airport was undoubtedly one of chaos, yet underscored with a sense of urgency and precision. Firefighting units were on site within 3 minutes, battling the flames that had engulfed the Japan Airlines plane. Their quick response, coupled with the plane's design and special materials that prevent fire spread, likely bought precious time for all 379 individuals on board to escape. But while these efforts were ongoing, there was another battle being waged, a battle against time and injury. Of the 379 people evacuated, 17 had sustained minor injuries. Swiftly and efficiently they were attended to, their wounds treated, their shock managed. It's a testament to the training of the airport's emergency response teams that despite the scale of the incident, no life-threatening injuries were reported among the passengers or crew of the Japan Airlines flight. However, the same cannot be said for the Japanese Coast Guard plane. Tragically, 5 of the 6 members aboard lost their lives in the crash. Their sacrifice and service to their country will not be forgotten. The surviving member is currently receiving all necessary medical attention and support. In the aftermath of such an incident, the focus shifts from immediate response to understanding. An investigation was launched to uncover the cause of the crash. Initial reports suggest that the Japan Airlines flight had been cleared to land, while the Coast Guard plane was not cleared for takeoff. Adding to the complexity, the runway warning lights were reportedly malfunctioning. As the investigation unfolds, it will be crucial to understand these factors and more. What was the conversation between the pilot of the Coast Guard plane and air traffic control? Were there other indicators like signage and painted markings that could have alerted the pilots? The goal is not only to find answers, but also to ensure such a tragedy does not repeat itself. This tragic incident has left many questions unanswered. With the dust settled, what is being done to prevent such a disaster in the future? As our story unfolds, we see the authorities diligently working to shed light on the chain of events that led to the unfortunate collision at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. The ongoing investigation is a complex puzzle, and every piece counts. One of the key areas of focus is the examination of conversations between the pilot of the Coast Guard plane and air traffic control. These exchanges could hold critical information about the moments leading up to the crash, and understanding them is vital in piecing together a comprehensive timeline. The malfunctioning runway warning lights have come under scrutiny. Although there were other indicators such as signage and painted markings, the investigators are exploring whether the absence of these lights played a significant role in the incident. But the inquiry doesn't stop there. The investigation is also looking into the broader systems and procedures that were in place at the time. Was there a communication breakdown? Could there have been more robust safety measures in place? Japan Airlines has a long-standing culture of prioritizing safety, a value that likely played a significant role in the successful evacuation of all 379 people aboard the jet. The crew's quick thinking and training helped avert a larger disaster. But even with this commendable response, the incident underscores the need for continuous improvements in safety procedures. In the wake of such an incident, it is crucial to remember that every tragedy carries with it lessons to be learned. Each investigation, each finding, contributes to the collective knowledge of aviation safety. It is through understanding these incidents that we can develop better protocols, advanced warning systems, and more effective training programs. The hope is that the insights gleaned from this incident will lead to tangible improvements in aviation safety, not just in Japan, but worldwide. It's a sobering reminder that there is always room for improvement, even in the most well-established systems. As the investigation continues, we hope to learn more about this incident and how we can prevent such tragedies in the future.